Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Queen of Vintage Sews. Today is going to be a little bit different because it is pouring outside and I can't really go outside to showcase this whole dress. So you'll see me wearing it here, and then I'm going to take it off later and put it up on a hanger so you can see the entire dress. I apologize in advance if you hear anything untoward. It's early Saturday morning and the kids are starting to move around, and the cat may or may not decide to photobomb us here. So a little bit of backstory on this dress. I fell in love with the fabric in a store that I was at for something completely different. And when I picked up the bolt, it felt a whole lot more like rayon viscose than it did cotton. It is 100% cotton according to the bolt. And I do love it very, very much. It is orange blossoms and oranges. And then I don't know if you can see real good, but right here, these buttons came from a seller on Facebook in a vintage fabric and whatnot group that I am a part of. So I was real excited to get those little rhinestone buttons that I could put on there and just kind of liven up the dress a little bit. This dress is that new look pattern that is my tried and true that I really love. Interestingly enough, the dress that I had made before for Star Trek Day was made out of cotton as well. And so when I had made the one and it was getting a little bit snug, I thought to myself, well, you know what, I can just enlarge this pattern a little bit by maybe 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and you know, that'll be all right and it'll work great. And it did not. Real talk, enlarging a dress 1/4 of an inch all the way around when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seams gives you about 1.5 inches extra. And I'm gonna back up here a little bit and kind of as you can see, it's more potato sack like. Oh, no offense to any potato sacks, but I had already taken in up here like a great amount, so I think maybe it was the fabric from the other dress had just shrunk up over time, because this one fits a whole lot more loosely than the other one. So while I do love the feel of the fabric, and I love, there we go, my chair has a wheel, and no matter, I mean, I just changed the wheels. I put those, you know, the rollerblade wheels that they have for chairs that make it easy to go over any type of surface. Well, for whatever reason, this particular chair, when I hit a certain spot in the floor, it locks up and I kind of have to muscle my way through it. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So while the dress is 100% cotton, it's a completely different feeling than the other 100% cotton dress, which I will link in a card or put a picture up on screen or whatever. You'll know the dress when you see it. Anyhow, this is my tried and true new look pattern. It goes together perfectly well. I love new look patterns for exactly this reason. I want to talk about that for a second. And it's really starting to pour. And what did I do with my Diet Dr. Pepper? Oh, it's on the other side of the room. Okay. Anyhow, so new look patterns tend to go together. Sorry about the bra strap. It's annoying me. I don't have my black long line bra on. I have a white one on. And, you know, I couldn't find the black one because laundry day. And, you know, so here we are. Anyhow, back to new look patterns. New look patterns are some of my favorites next to charm patterns because they go together exactly right. I know they're made by simplicity, quote unquote, but simplicity patterns are an oxymoron. We all know that. But new look patterns, they go together well. The pattern pieces all line up. Everything fits. If you go by your measurements, it will fit properly. There's no weird what's-its with new look. And so that's why I went back to this pattern to make this dress. Now I will say that on this one for me, I had to get creative with the sleeves like I did on the last one because I have really beefy biceps that are not in line with the pattern sizing. So and we all know that to get the right fit on our garments, that we have to, you know, take into account our deviations from the pattern block, and that's perfectly fine. That is what they're for. You know, none of us are exactly the same as the pattern block. We are all unique individuals with our bodies, our shapes being different. I will say that for me, new look patterns tend to fit better across the board. I haven't had to adjust the back to account for the front. And by that I mean, with most patterns, when you size up, they just make everything bigger. It's a problem, especially when you start getting into plus sizes. And I won't talk about plus sizes right now, but because that's a story for another day. But I will say this: new look patterns fit more like vintage patterns, if that makes sense. They have a lot of dresses and skirts and whatnots that are very vintage inspired, and they tend also to be much more easily, I'm searching for the word here because this is all no prompter, no script, no nothing, we're unscripted today. They tend to be easier to put together, if that makes any sense at all. It's common sense sewing is the best way for me to describe it. They don't have too many random pieces. There's not a lot of strange instructions, things that go out of sequence that make you question everything you ever learned about sewing from your grandma, because grandma knew how to sew everything. So I will say that new look is for the beginner sewist, sewnista, whatever. For the person who is just learning to sew, I highly recommend new look patterns. Most of them are rated as easy, and so that's really a great place to start. If I was advising someone, hey, you want to start sewing, I'd say start with new look. And actually I have done that when I used to teach sewing. So yeah. Major differences between this iteration and the Star Trek dress is the fit. I did not need to add a 1/4 inch on every seam. Got a little aggressive there. Ended up taking out quite a bit under the arms just so that it didn't bag under the arms. Probably could have stood to just cut it on the regular pattern line and called it a day. It is, again, pouring down rain, or I would go out and give you my porch view of my outfit. I have these cute little wedges from Bait Footwear that go perfectly with this, and I'm a little bit bummed about it. I also have a cute outfit that I made. You might have seen the sneak peeks of it, the tropical print, and I will show that to you on a day when it's not raining, because it's raining. So I'm gonna say ciao for now. It's been a whole lot of fun. Sorry that I haven't been able to get to the Sewing Through the Century project and do more with it. I think it's been a heck of a year. 2020 was a heck of a year, and I had the grandest of intentions. Again, no promises with upload schedules. I will do the very best I can. I love you all. Thank you so much for sticking with me and understanding, you know, that life gets in the way. So I love you, and I will see you all very soon. Have a fabulous rest of your weekend. Bye now.